Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 111 of Dissonant Waves, the big old 111. Trix and Ritz are here,
Oh yeah.
Hello.
and I would like everyone to go around.
I am very tired.
I'd like everyone to go around the table and give me their bottom one.
Bottom, just as in the bottom one release, bottom one song, or
Bottom one thing we
because it's the same for me.
album, I guess.
This
We'll
week.
stay with that. Yeah.
The talk.
It doesn't matter for me. It's the same thing. That cover of How to Save a Life is by far one of the most pretentiously foreign covers or just releases I've heard. Like I don't want to be that guy being a dick to an artist that I've never really heard of, because I'm sure they're probably nice people, because artists have never been terrible people IRL. But
Yeah.
that cover just sucked. It really just sucked.
Yeah. So I asked this because I'm there, but I don't know if I hated Sun Soaking worse.
You did not like Sun Soaking?
Not really, but I also want to give it credit for being something new and different.
See, no, I'm not in the personal belief, and you know what? While we're here, I know we'll rip on talk, but there's only so much to rip on. I'd rather start off with Sun Soaking. So this is Lobsterfight's second album. They got a bit of a breakout with their debut in 2020.
Also, just keep at the top
on the
of the episode real
Bandcamp
quick.
scene.
We also did Mount Eddy's Chroma, Minneapolis Uranium Club, some stuff from them as well, and Uriah Heep's Demon and Wizard. No, keep
going. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So they broke out a bit in 2020. Even had a Fantana review as well, where they got a 7 out of 10. So there was a little bit of buzz going around in the fifth wave scene and towards this band. And yeah, they put out a new album pretty early this year, Sun Soaking. It's kind of this avant-garde, I call it jazz emo, even though Midwest emo is kind of like emo jazz anyway, how it's always sounded with math rock and shit. But this is kind of really, I say jazz, but just because, yeah, it is quite avant-garde. It is quite near improvisational, however to pronounce the word. I'm not in the pronouncing mood today. It is a quite out there in that way, a type of album, and I don't personally think it's a perfect record, but I think there's enough experiments and risk taking on this record to make it interesting and worth talking about, and I do think some of those risks do pay off. I actually like the second track, the theme for this evening's warm dinner salad, quite a lot for what is basically just 9 minutes of just, it feels like random just noises happening, to be honest. Not in a way that like Stomach Book did a bunch of random noises and that felt like a deconstruction. And this just feels like a bunch of teenagers saying, I can do jazz. Basically. And it doesn't always work off. I'm not going to try and say this is some kind of out there album. It's not even probably in the top 5 emo albums that we've done this year alone. But yeah, it's got a certain little charm that made me think this is worth talking about. So that's why I'm most surprised, Dominic, about your words, because this is the first emo one in a while that you haven't responded positively to.
Funny enough, I remember listening to this early on in the year and just listening to the second track. I'm like, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I need to come back to this later. And I did, and here we are. And it's still not entirely for me at all. Every time I listened to this album, I had the overwhelming urge to listen to something that reminded me of it, or that this reminded me of, but better. First time I listened to this all the way through, I immediately threw on the
that is a fair enough assessment.
That's fair.
Because Glass Beach did jazz emo better. What is
don't disagree, but I also enjoyed Glass Beach more.
What is Classic J Dyson Goes to Hell Part 1 not, if not like at least some form of jazz in there?
Fair enough.
That's a fair enough assessment of this album as well. And I, like I was saying there, I do agree Glass Beach is a better record. Both me and Trix did enjoy the Glass Beach album more than you did, however, so that's, for you, that's a low bar. For us, it's like, well, it's a pretty decent album for us. I don't know what Trix's thoughts on Lobster Fight is here. I wouldn't be surprised if you enjoy this more than Dominic as well, because there is, out of all the fifth wave stuff that we've done since kind of introducing it, and talking about Glass Beach as well on here. This is probably, the most Glass Beach sounding one that we've had that isn't Glass Beach, but I still think there's enough difference on here. I still think there's this kind of just different charm to the album. Granted, whilst with Glass Beach, it's a lot easier to kind of go into it a bit more lyrically and actually give a shit about what they're saying and what they're meaning. On here, it just feels a lot more. It feels a lot more childlike. If you get what I mean.
Like there's an intentional chaos.
Like it has this kind of nonsensical. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually maybe a better version of it, like nonsensical.
And it's one of those things. Yeah. It's one of those things that I also like about albums that are chaotic in a way like this as well. It doesn't mean that it always pays off, or I would even give the album a high rating because of it. But I do like when there's all this chaos and then these real standout moments in the middle of it as well. It's why like Lambert Goes to Dinner works so well after that second track as well, because it's actually probably the one more coherent tracks on here.
I suppose.
And it just kind of hits harder, and it's just kind of different. It's that, my favorite word, contrast, comes out in this a bit, and it's those moments that come out in this record that make me kind of go back to it and actually enjoy it.
Yeah, there's definitely contrast, but is there contrast
I can see that.
in the songs as much? Like inside the songs themselves?
Inside the songs themselves, yes, there are, and yes, there isn't. Oh no, there isn't. I don't know. I say yes, there isn't. That's oxymoron. Like you'll see with some of the longer songs as well, they have. It's not that they have multiple parts. It's kind of just like they slow it down a bit and then go back to it and kind of on there. Mm-hmm. And then you'll see songs like Harvest, which are practically the same song for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
So
songs like Harvest.
It's yes and no. Yeah, but there's also quite a bit of for an album that also, and I know I'm defending it, but I can just be the one defending it when you're criticizing it, because I don't disagree with your criticisms. Mm-hmm. What was that? Fuck, I already forgot. Yeah, so this album also brings like a lot of kind of like what's the word, like it repeats a lot of things throughout the album as well, or has very similar any kind of notes and stuff, and you'll notice it as you as you listen, I guess, a bit more. But I still think there's still enough distinction between the tracks. Obviously, for an album called Sun Soaking, it brings up the word sun soaking quite a bit.
Yes, it does. Now, my thing though is like
I don't know what the fuck sun soaking means in this context, but
I imagine laying in the sun, soaking it in or something. But like, I am totally ready to be wrong and have this be like a misunderstood masterpiece later on down the line. That's totally cool. I feel like also though we need to talk about the lore, the greater lore that is involved in this record.
Oh, do tell.
Since like this part of this record.
Guess who wanted
what?
I was gonna say, guess who one of the instrumentalists on this record is, even if guess who does some of the instruments on this record?
People that I wanted to bring up, but Brandon McDonald certainly is here. That there is the
that was the one I was talking about.
Yeah, the singing saw. There's also harmonica around there. Tyler Odom's also here. You have the where is it? Lambert Goes to Dinner. There's like the guitar parts and like the cello, I think, or like some kind of strings. That is Your Arms Are My Cocoons, Tyler Odom. But throughout the album, we also have people from Hey, I Love You, Rookie Card, other emo artists, basically, or emo adjacent artists coming in to give their thoughts to tracks here, lay down some lines there. A very collaborative, interesting process of creating an album. I think that's cool. But why this?
And on that note, Rookie Card's one of the first one you mentioned that we haven't even actually gotten to yet.
They just broke up.
Yeah.
They just broke up. Damn, I didn't actually see that.
Yeah.
Granted, I wasn't planning on covering them, but
they just had their final show a while ago.
I mean, why this? It is a good question. I mean, this isn't a record that's going to be considered the peak of the fifth wave. It's just going to be considered one of the. If you're into the fifth wave, give this a go and see if you like it, kind of thing. And, I like it. You don't. Some people aren't going to. But is there really ever a huge collaborative album between everyone in the scene that's usually considered the classic anyway? So the answer of why this is kind of the same as why not.
I mean, I guess it's exciting from a musician perspective, and like,
but
this is gonna be wild and weird. You know, why not?
the fifth wave is full of a lot of artists that just talk to each other anyway.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we're seeing, even with Bigger Boot, there's talks in there where there seems to be some kind of chatter between other artists in that scene, or even between the crossover and that in Malsaturi, and you'll probably have Homer's Ware talking to them as well, since
Absolutely.
Brandon put them on the playlist. There's got to be chatters in there, so especially here where there's a lot more history between these bands as well, and you'll probably see these artists collaborate on Your Arms Are My Cocoons next record.
I hope so.
And that's one person. Usually, Lobsterfight is two people, so it's not like they're full, like a full band or anything. Granted, I believe one of the members did do most of the instruments for their first album, but
yeah,
that's still the case here. When you have a scene full of a lot of artists that are actually sometimes just one or two people, you're probably going to start seeing a lot of other artists collaborating on these records, because that's just how the scene works. It's not something that's just exclusive to Fifth Wave. If you take a look at the Japanese Wallpaper record, I can remember that had a lot of instruments that were from people in the scene as well that you knew. I mean, I think Hachi was doing a lot of the background vocals. It was some of the guitar. I can't remember who was doing the guitars, but I swear that was someone else. And obviously the producer was Alexander Burnett. That was Sparkadia. It's not like no one there was unknown helping out on these records.
True. It's also worth bringing up then an earlier thing we covered this year, Dissection Lesson, which is Homer's Ware and Record Setter's split EP. And that also has Pierce Jordan hanging out on there for a track from Soul Glow. So, Homer's Ware is out there kind of doing a similar thing. Like just getting together with different artists and putting stuff out, and that's really cool. I dig that. And there's this whole now like complicated like web of people interacting with each other, and it's really cool to see happen. I'm again just like
I'll even go.
By this.
I was gonna say I'll even go down even to a further line. I think it's Flight of the Conchords' Carol Brown, I believe. I don't know if she does any of the background vocals, but I'm pretty sure Sia actually helped write that back in 2009, and that's a comedy duo from New Zealand.
For what?
And Sia was popular in 2008 for a song, Carol Brown. It was help writing. These are stuff that happened back in 2008, and this is cross country musicians basically.
Yeah.
So that's kind of going on with this whole thing.
Trix, I was thinking of you though quite often with this album, because I'm curious, with your musical background, what you think more in depth, I guess.
I don't really have a lot to say in depth on it. I'm sorry to disappoint. Mostly just because of how fucking exhausted I am, and I can't rack my brain proper. But I can just tell you, I really enjoyed like the vibes off this album, and like I want to like listening to this album for the first time gave me like the same kind of vibes as I got listening to like Neutral Milk Hotel for the first time or Homer's Ware for the first time. It just kind of captured that like you're sitting on a porch in late summer with just your friends, and like the mosquitoes are buzzing around, and it's warm and friendly, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think that's the best. Yeah,
there is definitely that kind of vibe. No, that was it.
I think that's best exemplified by the bonus track, My Journey to the Dollar Store.
Yeah.
So that one's a weird bonus track.
Yes, I Got a Drink.
What is it? 18 minutes long?
Yes, 17.
17 minutes. I was close. I was thinking 17, but like maybe it's a bit longer. It's 17 and 10 seconds. Yeah. The actual album itself is 45 minutes, and then there's practically 20 minutes of a bonus track, which is it's interesting. It kind of starts to feel closer to their debut as well, just having this kind of real. It's not like it doesn't fit on this album, and I have no complaints about it either. But it's just like this oddity at the end of it, and it feels like they just kind of kept doing something and just didn't bother to stop. It would kind of be like if the Old Country of I Became Birds was that 17-minute song,
which was originally the plan, yeah. Except
it's not the Old Country. Yeah, this is just that they made one of their other 2-minute songs into a 17-minute song.
I was reminded of
it's an interesting bonus track.
I was reminded of your Hiking in the Woods track.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be great to go send over to And to the artist, it's like, hey, this person did a shit post on his desk. It sounds like you guys.
But like, I mean, to me, it sounds like the auditory experience of going to a dollar store and getting a drink, literally a journey and through audio.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
I dug it in that sense. Like these bonus tracks are my favorite part of the album, and this is the third time now I think we've come across like albums that we've either listened to or knew ahead of time that had these like Bandcamp bonus tracks. And yeah, it's nice that we actually covered them and made sure to cover them for once. Because like,
Yeah.
for me, like, yeah, the last 20 minutes of this album is by far my favorite part of it. Like, Klaus Isn't Real, I think, is more not traditional emo necessarily, but closer to what I was maybe looking for.
Oh no, it's just one of those albums which I'm honestly just not surprised, and probably it's the best way that we've gotten this. That we got a bit of a mixed reception on this, and look, there's a good chance that I'll probably have the theme from this evening's warm dinner salad in my top 100 because I enjoy that song quite a bit. But when I play it on a stream, you got to get a bunch of people who haven't ever heard that song. I'm just gonna have to prepare myself mentally for the amount of negative reactions that's gonna get.
That's fair. Like, I
Mhm.
guess my problem with it is that it just
Yeah.
feels everything feels mixed so poorly. Like, I see what they want to do half the time. I just wish that like levels were adjusted so that like it was just presented differently. But that's a me problem. Like, I wish the vocals.
Well, this definitely isn't an audiophile's best album. I can agree with that.
And like, I'm
Yeah.
okay with that usually, but this one I'm like, oh, I wish this was louder. I wish this was quieter. Like, give me less drums. Give me more, singing. Give me less piano. Give me more of a singing saw. But like I said, I'm totally ready to be wrong and have this be regarded as like a fifth wave emo classic. That is totally fine. I kind of want it to be actually in a way because I think there is something cool here. There is something interesting in like how they're trying to kind of ignore the rules or kind of break the rules or kind of just do jazz emo. I just don't particularly find this album appealing in the way I would like it to be.
Fair enough. What's your favorite and least favorite?
Oh, favorites by far. My Journey to the Dollar Store, I Got a Drink, and Klaus Isn't Real. My least favorite is the theme for this evening's warm dinner salad.
Favorite is the theme for this evening's warm dinner salad and Lambert Goes to Dinner. Least favorite is probably going to be something like either Harvest because it goes on a little too long doing nothing, or no, probably just Harvest actually.
I just enjoyed this album.
Okay. See, now my problem though is that like I want to reward creativity, but I think I got a little bit more enjoyment, at least out of the 1.5 songs I liked from Talk. Not even that. That's being generous. The 2 parts of songs I liked from Talk, I think gave me more to latch onto in some ways.
Damn.
I'm just struggling to think of, and this is probably my revenge for your lobster fight disenjoyment. I don't know which one bored me more, Uriah Heep or Talk.
That's totally fine. Like,
I could not get into either of this, and
this was a request week. This is a friend of mine and my dad requesting I do a couple different projects, and here we are, for better or worse.
We had to listen to the expanded edition, right?
You didn't have to listen to all of it, just the album.
I would have given up.
Gotcha. I ended up listening to the expanded version.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ritz clarified it.
Trix, did you enjoy it?
I gotta say, what is the fucking point of all these alternative versions that sound fucking identical?
Mixed differently, I guess, or boosted in a way.
Which one are we talking about, by the way? Talk or Uriah Heep? Because
Uriah Heep.
Yeah, I'll start with Uriah Heep. Sorry, Dominic. I'm not into stadium rock metal. I'm just really not. What do you call this shit?
I was high when I listened to this most of the time, so I don't hate it. But at the same time, I really don't love it. Okay,
maybe I guess I have the outlying opinion here in that I don't love it or anything. I think it's interesting. I'm not like I don't approach it the way I approach a lot of like old music now, and that like I can't listen to it because I've heard it a million times. But compared to Fleetwood Mac earlier a few weeks ago, or like I don't know, Nazareth, I enjoyed this more.
I don't know which one I enjoyed less out of Uriah Heep and Nazareth. I definitely enjoyed Fleetwood Mac more.
Yeah.
That's without a doubt.
I'm just going to throw this out here. On the last listen I did of Demons and Wizards, I noticed that Shannon and the Clams just took like all of Easy Living and turned it into Midnight Wine.
Yeah, I listened to it and I hear it, but yeah, I don't dislike that album, all Demons and Wizards. Like it's an early rock, it's an early metal album. Like it's not Black Sabbath, so
Mhm.
it's not like that direction necessarily, but like it is an album that was somewhat influential and did, push later, Aussie projects. And there's a band called Demons and Wizards that takes their name from this even. But is it also a very 70s album? Absolutely. But compared to something like Nazareth, where I feel
Yeah,
like
it feels like it can stay in the 70s.
compared to something like Nazareth, where I feel like there was nothing happening on that album, like anything that was going on was just people writing songs to fill an album. This felt like they were going for something, at least.
Yeah.
Easy Living's is an alright track. The Wizard's a weird.
I'm just trying to remember both of them. Trying to remember both. Sorry,
Yeah.
we got obviously a bit of delay while talking with Dominic here, just a bit of ping, so
There is a
interruptions happen all here.
That's fine.
Nazareth, yeah. Nazareth, I kind of like, yeah, agree. There was just a bunch of songs that were kind of just shit. Here, is it a case of, hey, they're at least going for something? I mean, it sounds like they're trying to make it seem like they're going for something, but that doesn't always mean that they are going for something. But I also just could not get interested enough in either of these to really confirm that suspicion.
Mhm.
That's fine. That's fine. I try to stay away from having too many of these weeks, but it does happen here and there.
Well, just sometimes you just go and listen to an album and you just say, "Oh wait, I was supposed to listen to it," and then you realize you did. You just couldn't be bothered to actually keep any of it in memory.
That's how I feel about most
And
of
I could not tell you
songs.
a single second. That's fair. I mean, I could not tell you a single second of this album or how a single word or lyric goes, but I could tell you what it felt like it was trying to do when I was listening. I remember trying to listen to it more than I actually do remember listening to it, and all. And it's not really much difference. All I can just remember is just, hey, this sounds like focus group stadium rock, and I know it's not.
Yeah.
Because I know all that stuff gets based on shit like this. So I'm not actually
Yes.
throwing this one at Uriah Heep. It's surprising. But
Yeah.
I mean,
I really just don't care for this anymore.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I mean, that's how I feel about a number of albums from this era, But I guess I have not heard this album as much. I've heard the name Uriah Heep, but I didn't know them as much. So to me, my palate is not as worn out by that. But on the same token, of course, this was a band that was basically a big also ran. They may have headlined a few tours here and there, but they were mainly like, oh, it's Three Dog Night, and Uriah Heep's also there. Yeah, they were never like the star of the show, but they were influential in their own ways. So maybe that's part of it for me. But I mean, if you just have a distaste for the entire genre as a whole at this point, I completely understand that as well. I felt that way when we were listening to Deer Hunter's Orange EP, where he was trending in that direction as well.
Yeah.
Blunder.
So let's talk
Rainbow
talk,
Demon.
Oh, you want to do favorites and least favorites real quick then, Trix?
Least favorite, all of the fucking alternative versions I had to listen to without realizing it.
That's totally fair. I liked Easy.
They're the
Living
exact same song.
No, that's fair. That's totally fair. You didn't have to listen to them. I tried to tell you not to.
Yeah. I didn't. Well, I remember you saying something like the extended or the expanded version, so I'm like, fuck it, expanded version.
No, I liked Rainbow Demons, the one I quite liked a bit. I also thought Paradise Into the Spell was an interesting, 2-track, 1-track, they fall into each other kind of thing. It's not like an amazing piece of music, like comparing it to some stuff that we listened to that I like more, but for what it was fine. Easy Living and The Wizard are like the two classic tracks on here, and those are both, they don't quite have the heavy metal sound that I think Uriah Heep's kind of known for, but to some degree they do. But like The Wizard's like an acoustic piece, and Easy Living's kind of a rockin' 70s thing, so whatever. My least favorite thing though is All My Life. That song sucks. It doesn't need to be there.
I need to listen to some good metal to get this out of my system.
But before we get there, let's talk. Let's get it over with.
I could not properly listen to Talk because YouTube Music does not have his shit properly.
Something to do with how Spotify took it down like a couple
Whatever
weeks
the
ago.
fuck I'm saying.
Yeah, because I know that the Spotify
Yeah,
took down
like
the
if
EP.
I go to his page, I get
Yeah.
How to Save a Life and Runaway to Mars.
That's
Just
it.
as singles. And then it shows me videos of Runaway to Mars, Train, and Hollywood, and Save Me.
Oh, that's random.
Yeah, and so that is what I listen to.
Let me see. Let me double check here. So you didn't hear "Talk to Me"?
No, I could not find it.
The one song you missed.
I didn't look very hard, but I could not find it.
That's fine. I'll say more in depth what I feel about this in a second, but like one thing I do like about Talk, at least, is that this is like a bigger guy going around trying to do like a more glam rock makeup, gender bending thing, maybe to some degree, but like, just trying to be out there and be himself. And that's cool. And I appreciate that. There's some representation there that I feel a little bit of kinship to. But beyond that, the music itself is a bit of a different story.
It's better than Alex Boniello.
Sure.
Is it? Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
And like, this is the thing of like, yeah, this is one of the TikTok trends. This guy got big because of TikTok, and he did a cover of like House of the Rising Sun, which is, a song that you can be really good with if you're a good singer. Unfortunately, I don't think a lot of these songs really show his singing prowess because they feel auto-tuned as fuck.
Yes.
He has that grit of like 2000s singing. Like it's a lot of things that I have issues with. He has the air of like secretly Christian but not wanting to say it. But he also has that grit of like the Nickelback era of music. And his songs themselves aren't very specific or very like breaking new ground or doing anything special. They all want to sound epic. And if everything sounds epic, then nothing's epic.
Yeah.
The I had to put it up. We were mentioning it obviously earlier, but the How to Save a Life cover. I don't like the Fray. I never hated them. I obviously, when the original came out, it was pretty big everywhere. It was one of the indie rock tunes, and the Fray comes over and everyone's like, look at this important song that I've listened to when they're 7 years old, and it's not important because it's supposed to be about suicide prevention. It's important because they think their music taste is based at the age of 7. No one's music taste is based at the age of 7. You don't go to my music taste at the age of 7. It was fucking Crazy Frog.
Yeah.
But this is it's just one of those, when everybody fucking decides that they're going to put out a cover of Hallelujah and oversing the hell out of it, and then it's just like you're supposed to clap because they're oversinging. Look how high their vocals can go. I don't give a shit if you're a great vocalist. It doesn't seem like a bad vocalist. But just because you're a good vocalist doesn't mean your vocals are good on the song. Vocals are more than just, do you hit the note? Does the note fit with the fucking song? And when you're trying to just, it's very up your own. It's a mean thing to say, but I don't give a shit. It's very up your own ass to go to a goddamn suicide prevention type song and then oversing the hell out of it to make it more anthemic or anything. Because that's, even the Fray didn't do that.
Yeah, that's very fair.
It's very just, what the fuck, man. And I wouldn't probably complain as well if the instruments are backing that up or anything, but the instruments are entirely minimalistic, so it's entirely making it all about his own voice. And granted, when covers and stuff are done, published on TikTok and YouTube, that's what you gotta do. I'm not actually trying to complain if this is done for a commercial way, because that is, unfortunately, and I say unfortunately due to my own personal beliefs of what makes good music, that is unfortunately what makes commercial music, is when you have that one person over singing it. That's why you also get all the fucking covers of Dancing on My Own, but nothing else on it. Even though the original one with Robin doesn't oversing it at all.
Like I didn't want to check out.
It's just wankerish.
I didn't want to check out the House of the Rising Sun cover because I was afraid. I just knew what it was going to be. Yeah. Like he's going to be carrying the notes, holding them, going all over the place with them, and it's like that's fine. I mean, if if it was good for people on TikTok to follow him, that's great for him. He's having success. People are finding a connection with him. That's great. I just, as someone who listens to a lot of music every year, he's a guy who's figured. What my problem, I guess, is that he's like, okay, I'm a singer now. I got to do the singing thing, and he has no idea like what to actually do. He has songs, but no like style. He just has like the voice and the gruffness, and like, no, I can just pave over with the rest of it. He has like the visual look too, even, which is the weird part. He has like, gotten together the what a musician or a band should look like. But the actual song part of it is where it all falls apart a little bit.
Yeah.
Like Runaway to Mars, the song itself is probably the best one here. It's okay. Not the worst thing in the world. But it's anthemic, and it's everything else that he's done. Like, I think the other half of the song I enjoyed out of this whole thing was Train. Like, I thought Train had some interesting parts to it. Like, I could see him developing into a really good country singer or something based on a song like Train. But then he just really gets fucking cheesy as fuck with that fucking chorus. The trains come in, choo, choo, choo. It's like, fuck off.
Just had to post my relevant meme for Talk's kind of outfit design, I'm going to put it as.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I like that he's doing something, trying something different. Like he's, there if he's gonna stay in like the realm of like socially acceptable Christian-esque music, which I feel like is what's going to be happening to him, even though he's not outwardly Christian, I just feel like it's going to go that way. Someone's got to be doing it in that scene as well.
Yeah, it's a fair assumption.
So I just need to describe what the meme was that I've sent here. It's a picture of Youngblood at I don't know what awards it is, and the caption is "He's fighting gender norms, yeah, and he's fucking losing."
I don't think it's
anyway. Now that I've absolutely bullied everyone,
nah,
but it's fun to exaggerate.
Yeah, that's fair.
You are right. It is just glam.
Yeah, and again, he's had David Bowie and all of them to draw on, so he knows that he wants to do that. He knows that he wants to be a singer. He's found success very early on, in his artistic identity as a singer. That's great. That's all great. But
yeah,
can you describe him as an artist though? Can you actually it's the Star Wars prequel question. Can you describe those movies and who the people are in those movies without just saying who they are?
No.
Blup shitto.
It's like he has 3 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and that's great. Runaway to Mars has 27 million hits. That's great. But I can't tell you much about who Talk is as an artist.
Now I've got a more important thing to talk about here. And hold on, I need to save this image because it will not let me copy this, which that just sucks.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, man, it's goddamn fucking Discord, and it's sorry, you can't actually copy this. It's too powerful. Anyway, someone on another Discord has just has posted this. I need to know everyone's thoughts.
Okay.
Alright, cool. It's actually uploading now. It's a homemade sourdough.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's not looking bad.
Yeah,
it's a little too doughy for a sourdough for me, but it's I'd still
he
fry
cut
that
into
up.
it too early. He cut into it too early.
Yeah, I'd still grill that up and have it with soup though.
Oh, absolutely. That is like prime grilled cheese bread.
Give me ham and mustard, and I'll be good.
I made a really good toasty this afternoon for lunch. Right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I had I don't usually do white bread. I like to do wholemeal, but we had no wholemeal. We did have sourdough, but sourdough's not too good for this type of toasty. So I used the white in the freezer, buttered both sides before I put it into the sandwich press. Aioli on one inside, and then provolone, ham off the bone, so it has a bit of the rind in it as well. There's like this smoky bacon cheddar that I picked up. A bit of that, a bit of mozzarella, provolone, other slice of bread, and then just toast that completely. Holy fuck, it was beautiful.
It sounds beautiful.
Yeah, I should have taken a photo, but I ate it too quickly.
I posted a photo of a chicken sandwich today I made for my boss. And that was my first attempt at a hot chicken sandwich. I made my own honey maple hot sauce.
Oh, wow.
And I combined it with like a spicy remoulade. And was it fucking good.
Mm-hmm. I'm not into the spice part of that, but...
Give me spice.
Your taste buds as white as you are?
No, I get more irritation around the lips than you should get when I eat spicy food.
It fucks me up, but I don't care. Give me all the spice. The spice must flow.
No, mine would be if I even eat like a seed of a chili, just like that. If I accidentally get that in, I get the irritation around the lips.
Rip.
Yeah, it's people go like, oh yeah, you're supposed to get a bit of irritation. It's like, yeah, not that quickly.
I wish to
Yeah,
point
that's
out,
fair. That sucks.
I wish to point out
Yeah,
also that Talk has the James
never liked
Cherry
it.
syndrome, and that every song Talk has done and released is over 3 minutes, but under 4. No variation.
Huh.
312,
Yep.
355,
Damn.
Sounds about right.
321, 333, but not shorter, not longer. Love them the story behind the whole EP being
Granted, they
cold,
don't have
and
that much songs, but
neither did the singer James Cherry, but they were all the same length roughly.
Moth just landed on my phone.
It is a source of light.
I've got nothing else to say about this. This is a boring artist to go through, unfortunately. Just like actually
Yeah.
listening wise.
I wanted to do it for the TikTok thing, and because someone asked me to. So it's like we have people like Lorenzo trying to get big on TikTok and like trying to have his songs get out there, and it's like, man, people say it's so easy to get blown up on there and everything, but it's like, is this? It's easy, but like, where is the quality control? It's like,
Oh,
is it certain segments just blowing up? Or?
It also used to be really easy to blow up on OnlyFans, but that's no longer the case. So
Yeah, my sandwich OnlyFans is now just a pipe dream.
I feel you.
So
If I took a photo, you could have posted it on there.
Well, my sandwich OnlyFans is just a OnlyFans of me eating videos of me eating sandwiches.
You would still get guys jacking off to that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I expect that, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. You ever seen that image of the some girl posted from her OnlyFans, someone subscribed just to send her Valorant clips.
Yeah, I saw that.
Anyway, let's go on to Uranium Club. I don't think there's a favorite for
I'll say Runaway to Mars is
an
an okay song.
Least favorite is how to say.
Yeah, How's Your Life is least favorite. Runaway to Mars is an okay song.
Uranium Club. I discovered these guys while working out, running on the treadmill, and fuck, are they fun?
Yeah, I was kind of happy with the lack of enjoyment I had from Dominic's picks and everything. That I actually enjoyed this quite a bit. Not one of my favorites out of all the kind of lo-fi surf or whatever you call this that you put out. Punk, I guess, lo-fi punk.
This is kind of just like Man or Astro Man, but for punk.
Yeah, I actually also got, what was it that it sounded kind of close to?
Devo.
I got a bit of Bomboras and John Cougar from this as well.
Yeah.
They're meant to be
fun.
More
it's kind of like
though.
It's kind of like a little. It's kind of like a wrap up of all the stuff that you've done, Trix, in this kind of genre. It felt like, which
you're not wrong.
Which I got no complaints about because I enjoy this type of sound.
It's a good.
I don't know. It's interesting because they seem to have like their own companies.
Album good.
They have their own company.
See you next week.
Traditional stuff, and they have a lore building, and they're putting out some kind of presentation to people. So that's cool. I appreciate that. I mean, also the playing is there.
Now I'm gonna admit I couldn't find the Minneapolis Uranium Club. I could only find Uranium Club. Remember here?
Yeah, it was mostly Uranium Club. Minneapolis is only on like some vinyls, I think.
That being said, it didn't.
Uranium Club, but like the written.
It didn't stop me from having stuff to listen to.
Yeah.
Apparently, their pencils are pretty.
So, what are some favorites?
It's one of those. It's one of those bands. That's the thing. Like, if you told me right now to tell me what the difference between all of them naturals and human exploration is, I'm not going to be able to tell you. The sound was pretty similar from albums, at least from the listenings that I did, and therefore it comes with the same problem that you're not going to tell me to give a favorite or least favorite. You can't even hold my firstborn child in front of me and say, "Hey, you have to answer it all their life," and I'm just going to have to say, "Sorry, kid, it's hard to tell."
Guess you're going to die.
Yeah.
I will disagree and say that I think All the Naturals is the better album. Intro and outro make it fun. I think there was a lot more sound development in songs like God's Chest, and Operation Part 2 was really fucking good. Those that all kind of stands out to me a lot more than Human Exploration, which is also a good album too. But it seems like they really turned it up for All the Naturals.
And I only get high on video weed.
Yeah, that's great. It reminded me of fucking Cheek Face.
Yeah.
Yeah, God's Chest is like we
I,
had. We
I
listened to
don't know
God's
if I
Chest
can really get
beforehand.
the cheek face.
It's like the kind of the talking and like the comedic
Yeah.
elements of it. Yeah, it's not exactly the same thing, but
Yeah, I get what you mean.
yeah, but like
Yeah, granted, I guess I'm out. But
and, I always have a special place in my heart for like people who embrace like the Cold War radioactive stuff because that shit freaks me the fuck out.
Oh god, yeah.
Having God's
It is
Chest
such a
end with
cool
a minute,
aesthetic.
yeah, God's Chest ending with a minute of just like flatlining basically. It's a little disturbing, a little unnerving.
Yeah, and I gotta ask a question. Do you guys think God's Chest is transphobic?
I did not look at the lyrics.
I thought it was mostly ignorant.
It's about a transgender nun.
Let me go check it. I'm getting God's Chest Fortnite.
Absolutely cracked Fortnite, my guy.
I knew her sister. She really was a mister. Boy, how I missed her down at the convent. Now her dick's in the dirt, wrapped in earth skirt, and nobody knew. No one was the wiser. Yeah, a little.
It's not like super crass, and like I get the idea of like
It doesn't seem
simplifying some
intentionally.
concept like that. Yeah, it doesn't seem intentionally. It's like simplifying things for like a punk song. So
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
trying to
not,
be
I can't live in a
malicious.
world this gay.
Yeah, it's not the Adolescence album.
yeah,
That's me
it's trying to
nostalgia
tell a
always
story.
reference. Yeah,
Yeah.
It is still one of the worst lines.
it's probably the most homophobic album we've listened to.
Oh, I'm sure I could find something.
At least the ones that we listened to so far.
Yeah, we can find something more homophobic.
Oh, I know. I'm sure.
Should wait until I get the early Hilltop records onto this podcast. They had some great lines of "Can't get these assholes open in a gay bar."
But yeah, I didn't really get much of a sense of the difference between the two versions of Two Things at Once.
Two Things at Once again had more fun instrumentation, if you ask me.
No, actually, you're right. There was more of an expanded horn section. I remember now. Yes. I think the original one just mostly had like a trombone, where the new one kind of had sax and more going on in that, and that was cool.
Yeah.
But like as a song though, as a 2-part song.
I know you have a thing for horn.
Yes. I think the vocals were different though. The vocals sounded different.
Possibly. Also, I'm kind of mad at Ritz that I made a joke about Dominic having a thing for horns and he didn't jump in with a horny comment.
I can really only hear so much at once, you know? And I can only think so much at once.
I totally get you.
Is it more than 2 things at once?
3 things at once.
4 at most.
Be very curious to see.
I got that one. I was just intentionally.
Yeah. Curious if they're coming back with more stuff because they just released that song. Ooh, my ping has been fixed. It looks like
your ping has been fixed.
Holy fuck! I just pinged out.
Oh, never mind.
Oh well, it's dip it again. Ah, fuck. Oh,
something wrong in the United States today, apparently.
Bonjour.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Qu'est-ce que tu pensais? Qu'est-ce que tu parles fond?
Sorry, no English is next week.
Trix hit her head, learned a new language.
Oh, oui.
But yet still understands English.
So, any other things we want to talk about with Uranium Club? I like them. They're cool.
They're doing cool things.
I think Operation Part 2
that's
is
a
my
Weezer
favorite.
joke.
That's fair. I like Intro. I like Operation Part 2 from all the naturals. My least favorite is probably The Lottery. I also like the last song on the Human Exploration LP called Intro. I think that's very fun. My least favorite on that one's probably like Misadventures of Prissy Chrissy or something like that. Or maybe the original Operation.
Live.
I liked it. Like, I just liked listening to all of it. That being said, and granted, listening this week, it was a lot harder to get around to actually listening to the Uranium Club and Mount Eddy just because of my schedule. And it's not a case of like with Talk where I can remember just really not liking it. This one's just I remember liking it, but it doesn't mean it's not a blender at times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trix, you said live?
Fair enough. I pinged out for like a whole minute there. So I'm just gonna take a moment to say that I'd like to talk about the nasty syncopation on Black Semen.
Sure.
And just how, like, for the entire song, the fucking guitar, drums, and bass are just lockstep at one beat off of each other. And, like, how fucking hard that is to do live. That is impressive.
Beat off each other?
Yeah, like, if you notice, the guitar riff goes, like, it goes, the guitar, you hear the guitar riff and then the bass riff, like, one note off of each other. Like, do, 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 do. And it's just all syncopated.
Interesting.
That is stank and impressive and like just chef's kiss. Any of those words made sense.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know many chefs that are worrying about syncopation, but I do appreciate the sentiments.
Yeah. But funny piece.
Or
really,
LPs.
they could be condensed down into an album.
Yeah. I mean, Human Exploration was like their first one, and that was like a cassette only thing, and then it became an album, and you know, there's a whole little, you know, thing to that. That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm surprised you didn't also recommend Cosmo Cleaners because that looks interesting.
I have not listened to them yet. Really.
Like
another album. I did see that. I did not want to include that because I'm not really as familiar with it, and I was already doing a lot.
Wait, no, like this is like an album length album too, so it's fine.
Yeah.
The last track is Interview with Cosmo Cleaners, and it's 12 minutes and a half.
It is 10:58 on YouTube Music. Damn.
Bandcamp, baby.
I will check out the Bandcamp release.
Anyway, good solid stuff overall. Talk about Mount Eddy.
We've done Baker's Eddy. Now we do Mount Eddy. Next week, I don't know. There's like 1,000 Eddies out there.
Jets.
Ed and Eddy.
So first, we have some secrets we need to reveal. First, we want to know if you liked it, Ritz.
If I liked the Mount Eddy?
Yeah.
I can hardly remember most of it, so it was like one of those ones which kind of alright listening to it, and then just didn't really remember most of it. And now this is where you probably revealed that there's some lore behind this or something.
There is.
Yeah.
Unintentionally.
Completely unintentionally. Once you got off the call at the end of last week, Dominic was like, hold up. Is this one of Billy Joe Armstrong's kids? And it is.
Not the bad one?
Allegations. Not the one that's allegations.
Go.
It's the
one that's closer to our age.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Jacob Armstrong.
Yes.
And I also found out
how many Armstrongs are there?
There's only 2 children.
Fair enough.
But we also found out that this band is now called Ultra Q, and they have their own releases as well. Mount Eddy was just what happened when. So there's several eras to this band that's only 5 to 6 years old. This part of it, this album, is the era of Jacob and one of the friends are just finishing high school. This is a high school album.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they all finished high school is when they became Ultra Q, which is, of course, a reference to Ultraman, because they're huge Ultraman fans.
Damn.
Before this, they were known as either Danger or Jacob Danger, because, you know, Jacob is there.
Yes.
And he sounds quite a bit like his dad at times.
He does.
I ain't gonna be the one that's gonna say much in this because, like I said, I listened and kind of forgot.
That's fair.
It was alright. Doesn't mean I cared.
This might actually be my favorite of the week. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's fair enough.
I thought it was pretty impressive for high schoolers to do. Kind of going back to that template of like, what was I doing in high school? What could I have accomplished? Obviously, Silverchair is the one to beat, but like, you know, these songs were pretty different. I would say they're not the most memorable songs in the world, but like Crow being like an 8-minute song and then the rest of them being actual different songs and not just the same thing over and over. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think it's better than 21st Century Breakdown.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Orange in particular for sounding like a 21st Century Breakdown song.
Yeah, it's better than modern Green Day.
Yeah.
That's not a high bar.
It is not.
You think that, Billy Joe would listen to what his kids are doing and be like, maybe I should go to them for advice on how to appeal to like the younger masses.
Okay. Maybe he should be listening to one of his kids what they're doing.
Yeah, one of his kids.
I mean, besides the fact that Joey is like had a lot of allegations, Swimmers was a popular band until then.
Yeah, they even did a collaboration with Fiddler, which I listened to like 2 times and didn't get into.
Like, that's a different topic altogether. But like, when you have songs like "I Was a Teenager" on "Father of All Motherfuckers," it just sounds so disingenuous. Like, you have a child who is just a teenager. Ask him.
Yeah.
Who's got the drugs? Who's got the drugs? Like, dude, you weren't even like that as a teenager. I don't know. It makes me upset that album is so bad.
Yeah, it had to have been intentional.
I still want to believe that it's the case.
I putting on my tinfoil hat, I want to say that Father of All Motherfuckers was to get out of a contract.
I think they still signed the same
I wouldn't be
company
surprised.
or something, or maybe they went self-releasing after that. I don't remember.
I think Money 2020 Part 2 was self-published.
But that's the network. That's different.
Yeah.
It'll depend what happens when the new album comes out, whenever it comes out.
Yes.
Because again, Money 2020 Part 2 was fantastic, and Father of All was not.
Yeah.
I wonder how much the kids know about any of this. I wonder how much music stuff gets shared in a family like that, where 3 of them are in various different bands.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Jacob has a secret Twitter account where he shit posts about how terrible his dad's music is.
That'd be very funny.
Why make it secret?
Because it's your dad.
If you can't shit post your own dad in public, you don't have a good family relationship.
Yeah, I shit post my dad for the entire internet, basically.
But you don't think your dad's gonna read it though?
Oh no, he's not.
But Billy
I know
may
he's
actually
not.
read it.
Mine would read it. He just wants the sequel to shit my dad says.
I'm gonna read off some of the things my father has said. I heard Star Wars referred to as woke, and I wanted to punch the internet.
Fair enough. That's a dad moment.
Yes, after this, I'm ready for the next career. I reply with starting an OnlyFans. Thinking about it, fat 50 fisting needs an English flair. My father is a character. One of these days, I'm gonna have to upload a YouTube short to this channel that's just me reading his Oreo monologue.
That's fair enough.
Do it now.
All in all, this is a week of this.
I will do it when I'm not half asleep. I'm posting the Oreo monologue. If you want me to read it, I will read it, but
I can always read it. Dear people of Oreo, for many years I have been partaking of the double stuffed version of your cookie in my physique and count your product as a contributor. You can imagine my dismay when I noticed the 20% markup in price. Still, this was a factor I was willing to overlook. However, when I noticed that the double stuffed sticker had become a misnomer of the product inside, I reacted as violated. Chagrin should be on the face of one who would purport this cookie as anything resembling double stuff. The cookie is nothing close to double stuff, and I dread to consider what type of film paste adheres to the cookie in the original. Please consider returning to the original format for double stuffed design, or suffer the loss of cookie consumers. Respectfully.
Me.
Yeah.
Yep. If you can't tell, my father is an English teacher.
He also does not realize it just spelled double stuff with one F.
Yeah, I pointed that out to him, and he's like, I don't give a shit. It's double stuff in this context.
I mean, arguably, if you're an English teacher, you're referring to the brand and process of the cookie, which in that case, you'd be using the actual name of it and the process of double stuff. But hey.
He's also doing it as like a dig to be disrespectful.
That's very fair. That's why I
like lowercase derogatory.
That's why I always do lowercase g when I spell God.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
We're done. I think we've said stuff. I think we're finished here.
My favorite tracks on
like
here.
Run Eddy.
I like Song and Fury. Chroma's good. I don't really have a least favorite.
I like
Blender.
I like Chroma, Lovely, Orange, Doze Off. Good album.
Blender.
Nothing.
No
Yeah.
least favorites really.
And again, sorry to everybody if this episode sounds weird and different. We've been having ping issues, so I will try to cut around it as best I can, but it will still probably sound
Yes.
very awkward and like we're waiting for everyone to talk. But that is what that is. Now we do
Indeed.
the rankings now.
You want me to go first?
I would love to hear what you have to go with.
All right.
Last one, we'll start from the absolute bottom, is going to be all the talk stuff. Right after that will be Uriah Heep, then probably Mount Eddy, then all the Uranium Club, and then Lobsterfight, because I don't really give a shit what anyone thinks. I like this Lobsterfight album.
Fair enough.
Tricks.
Bottom for me, Talk, Uriah Heep. Then I'm going to put the Lobster Fight, but like it's like a serious step up from Uriah Heep to Lobster Fight. Then I'm going to put the Uranium Club stuff. Then Mount Eddy.
All right. So, Lobster Fight and Talk are fighting at the bottom for me. Uriah Heep and Mount Eddy are fighting in the middle for me.
Uranium Club is number 1. Damn.
Uranium Club is number 1. I prefer all the naturals to human exploration, though.
Fair enough.
So, that means now that we will reveal that Ritz is out next week.
Yeah, I am out. It is NRL Grand Final time in Sydney, which means we have a long weekend, and I spend that with my dad shouting out at the one team that we don't want to win. Fun times, but I do have a pick for next week, and I'm going to do it in an interesting way, in which I will actually give one little thing for everyone to listen to, just for the sake of I want people to have a specific thing to listen to. And I'm going to push that back all the way to 2019 and continue it on this kind of fifth wave stuff that I keep always bringing up. And that's going to be the Chinese football EP Continue. And that's going to be the one that's fully in their English. And then for what it actually comes to the actual main thing that I'm going to make you two do, I'm not going to give you an album, I'm not going to give you a song. I'm just going to make you all go through the absolute history of Yofo Yindi, especially since when you go into their history, you'll find out that songs are pretty important anyway, and you'll know which to talk about. And then if you actually do a full depth dive, you'll find there's some interesting parts in their discography as well. So instead of giving you an album from Yofo Yindi, I'm making you to independently do studies on them.
All right.
There's already the relationship between them and King Stingray, so there's your head start.
All right.
So all right, so this is the No English episode next week. We're finally doing it. And you are doing a Chinese football EP.
Continue. That's just what it's called.
And then just study Yothu Yindi.
Yep.
All right.
And then I will go. I've had this album picked out for 2 years now. We're going to be going into Russian pagan folk metal. And I got the band, the translation of the name directly into English is Smuta. It's on Spotify. I did check.
Hell yeah.
It's not on Bandcamp.
Mine's only on Bandcamp. Mine is only on Bandcamp. I'm pretty sure. I haven't looked.
Smuta is on Bandcamp, but this album is not.
Hell yeah.
It's their second album. And I'm going to post what it is in Cyrillic. And I will give you the what the label has termed it as in English.
I've searched up the wrong Smuta.
SMUTA. I'm guessing you got
Hope safe search for John.
Oh, holy shit, this is fucking funny. Holy shit. Nah, this is great.
Right.
Look at that.
All right.
Oh my god.
Okay. Fuck. Right.
Yeah, we found the album art.
We did.
Yeah.
Yes. Fuck. Anyway, so yes, Smuta, the way the record label says the English name is Distemper, and the album is called Drunk War Song.
Okay. I'm going to be honest. I have not listened to my album yet, so I don't know if there's English or any language in it at all. But I'm going to be doing a Chinese free jazz album. Parallel Weaving by Shengji and Shenjing. And I will post the Bandcamp link in chat.
So parallel weaving. Oh, there we go.
And it is a Chinese free jazz album.
Songs, hell yeah. How did you find this?
I found a YouTube documentary that was like the weird music scene in China, and I scrolled through the comments and I found a weird label, and I just picked a random thing from their label.
All right, I'm down with that. That sounds awesome. Shengji and Shengjing.
Yes.
Not this year too. It's still 2022.
Yep.
That means then our picks for next week are going to be Distemper and Drunk War Song, or Smuta as they are trying to brand themselves internationally. Chinese Football's Continue EP, and just a general study on Yothu Yindi. And Shengji and Shengjing's Parallel Weaving.
Yes.
Okay. Be very interesting no English episode. Shreks and I will be sure to talk all about it as much as we can next week.
Hell yeah.
Until then, I've been Dominic. You can catch me online on Twitter at DACICHOCKI. I have a YouTube channel that's where I short film beats and some other stuff if you really want to see what else I'm up to on there. Not a ton, though. I do video game stuff here and there. I'm on the Games My Mom Found podcast occasionally. I've also had some articles and whatnot to get posted of my own. I will maybe link some of those in the description below.
I have been Ritalin. You can catch me on my website, ritalin4kids.github.io. I also have a YouTube channel that's in the description below.
I've been Tricks. You can catch me online at procrastinaut_. That's like procrastinating astronaut, and then an underscore. That's Twitter. I don't really have any other social media I want to plug. Check out our website. Check out our YouTube channel, and buy our merch.
I'm also going to post this paragraph from the Parallel Weaving Bandcamp. I'm very interested now.
Hell yeah.
But we'll talk about that off air. Y'all won't get to hear about it because we're going to get ready for next week.
Hell yeah.
Until then, have a good time, everybody. Make good choices.
And don't talk to friends about music at 4:20 in the morning.
Or do. Maybe.
Or do. I'm not a cop.
I'm just recording myself talking, blah, 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 blah.